Project Motor Racing is out now, and with it, we've got some DLC stuff to take a look at. So if you have pre-ordered Project Motor Racing, or maybe you just picked up one of the DLCs that came out today, we have the GTE Decade Pack. Decades? Decade, no S. And with it, we have 7 cars to take a look at. I'm just going to start at the top and we'll work our way down. We're going to start with the AMR Vantage GTE from Aston Martin. This bad boy's got 536 horsepower, 516 foot-pounds of torque, and weighs 2,700 pounds. We got 4 different liveries for this one. So there's your green and yellow. Here's a more yellow and black. Very cool. I dig that one. That one's my favorite livery for that one so far. And then this guy right here. Up next is the BMW M8 GTE, 600 horsepower, 516 foot-pounds torque, and weighs 2,500 pounds. Multiple liveries for this one as well. The stereotypical BMW one, as well as a green setup. We got a nice red and yellow there, and then we've got the blue and green. One of the ones I'm most excited about, the Chevrolet Corvette C7R, 490 horsepower, 486 foot-pounds torque, and weighs 2,400 pounds. You also got a big V8 in there as well, 5.5 liter. Livery options are basically, do you want to be number 3 or 4? And then do you want to be number 63 or 64? After that, we make our way down to my favorite car in this class, because I love Chevrolet Corvettes, the C8R. Yeah! That's one, 500 horsepower, 479 foot-pounds torque, 2,500 pounds on here as well. This one has a 5.5 liter V8. Couple different liveries to choose from through there. That one is actually my favorite setup here. I think this is also the same livery that's on the Lego car too. Making our way on down, the Dodge SRT Viper GTS-R. Now this one has an 8.4 liter V8. Lots of torque, 516 foot-pounds of it. However, power is quite low, 485 horsepower, 2,500 pounds on this one. And again, we have multiple different livery options to choose from. You got to love it. I do feel like most of the liveries are real liveries with fake brands on them. I don't know about these cars too much in real life, so you'll have to let me know down there in the comments. This is just an absolutely awesome pack, and it just keeps giving with the Ford GT LM GTE. This one is very famous. 520 horsepower, 475 foot-pounds torque, 2,600 pounds. It's got a 3.5 liter V6 twin turbo in there. This one is mid-engine rear-wheel drive. Pretty much like everything's rear-wheel drive except for the front engines on a few of them, but I think you guys could probably figure out which ones are which. And the last one in the pack, we have the Porsche 911 RSR. This is 515 horsepower, low torque, 361 foot-pound, and then 2,700 pounds. It's got a 4-liter flat 6 in there. 2 different livery options here as well, and actually the main livery is one that I normally go for in other racing games, so that's the one I like in here as well. Now, this pack is going to cost you $599 USD. So if you want to pick it up, you could definitely do that. Again, it's also included with the Year 1 Season Pass and the pre-order, so you're good to go there. I actually don't know if I have any links for these or not, any ref links, but if I do, I'll make sure I put them down below. And I think we should take these bad boys driving. Let's go in a reverse order. Let's stick with the Porsche right here. Love that. We are going to be at the Nürburgring. It is a race, but it is by myself. Tire wear is with a heat in the... There's heat in the tires. Look at this. Here. There's my defaults. There you go. So we do have the weather on there. Weather is off. Everything is good to go. The session itself, boom. You can see we've got a heavily rubbered in track condition with a tire pre-warm. So hopefully everything will be absolutely perfect when we go in. It is 2 laps and it is by myself. And we're going to be running each car in here. It's going to take us a little while to get through, but I still think it'll be pretty cool. Actually, you know what? I think 2 laps is probably a little bit much. Nah, 2 laps is good. 2 laps is good. Y'all ready for this? Let's do it. So the way this is going to work, I'm going to start it off and we're just going to do the first lap by itself, and then I'm going to talk to you guys on the second lap and see how things go. So let's get it started in a race all by myself. By the way, all settings are just flatline, level. I'm not changing much. And we are running authentic on everything so that you guys can actually get an idea of what the vehicle's like. My driving ability may be on a different level than then yours is, and it probably is. The only things I'm running a racing line because I don't know my braking points. I could lie to you and tell you I did, but I don't. Transmissions on manual, pit limiters on 4-zone, though it doesn't really matter, and pit box indicators on, but again, doesn't really matter. All the things that you are going to be seeing, everything's set to authentic. Real quick before we get into it as well, if traction control and ABS are available, I'll be running traction control at half, and ABS will be set at full because my braking is rough. So that should hopefully give you a little bit better of an idea of what you can expect. However, whatever the brake bias is, I will leave at that. I've actually had to re-record this first section a few times, and I'm locking up like crazy, even with ABS all the way up. So your mileage may vary. All right, let's jump right in. Let's take a look at the first lap, and then we will regroup after the second lap.
You can do it.
So I am finding with this that my braking is like I have to brake so early, and I don't feel like I'm doing anything too egregious, and it is just locking up every single chance that it gets. Now, is that me? Maybe, but you know, okay, here's how I'll complain about this. And I think this is more of a game thing than a car thing. This car's driving like a dream, by the way. And it's a Porsche, of course it drives like a dream. Here's what it looks like from the outside if you're curious. Oh, my ABS got turned off somehow. How in the world did that happen? What? It's still locking up, it doesn't matter. So if I'm locking up at every single one, and if I find the perfect brake pressure, like right here, still locks up, total loss of control there. Put the braking markers earlier. So I'm actually having to brake way, way early just so I can not lock up. And definitely having to be careful. Maybe this is what a real car feels like. I don't know. But just wanted to let you guys know that. I've brought my brake balance in a little bit. I don't know if that's going to help any. There you go. I've noticed if you get into a slide, just floor it. Just floor it. Put it in a little bit of a lower gear so you get some better torque, and just floor it. you'll be fine. Also, if you adjust your brake bias at all, it turns your ABS off. And I don't know why. I don't know why. Oh, gotta love, like, first, well, I say first game. They've had games before. Honestly, ABS on, ABS off, it doesn't matter. It feels exactly the same. When it comes to the Ford, there is no ABS whatsoever. We do have traction control, which is very nice, so we'll leave that on, and we'll get out here and drive. So this thing is a very different animal. Obviously, we've got a ton of torque, a ton of power. Those big turbos just ramp up like crazy. I've actually had less issues with the braking with this one, which I find very, very funny. However, I do have to be careful about the locking up there. And I have to be very, very careful about how fast I get up on the throttle. I've not felt the issues where when you're downshifting and the car wants to escape from you. So there's that. Obviously a little bit of oversteer right there, but you know, overall, I think this is a very, very, very fun car. Very fun indeed. I've had a good time driving this one. Plus it sounds incredible when those turbos unload. They're awesome, man. They didn't really make a bunch of noises right there, but it's a good time, dude. It's a good time. Easy on the gas there, the throttle. It's good. Plus, it is handling, I think, a lot better than the Porsche did. I feel a lot more confident with it. I feel like I could go a lot faster with it as well. Here we go. Not bad, not bad. Could be better. Ooh, a little quick on the throttle there. You can also really give it some beans in a little bit of a lower gear here too. If you're like right on the edge of like between, let's say, second and third, which you normally would be around some medium high-speed corners. Uh-oh. Overcooked it. Yep. Yeah. Let's try slow to what? What? Oh, is that a new penalty system? I guess so. Well, we're gonna ignore it. Your face has track limits. Next car. Our Viper over here does not have ABS either, so this should be fun. This one's interesting, quite different from the other two. So once I adjusted the brake bias, as a matter of fact, I'm gonna push it forward even more. Once I've done that, it's actually not too bad. However, anything below, I think 65, oh man, it's undrivable almost. You barely press the brakes down. Like how, it's weird. If I don't press the brakes enough, the car doesn't stop. But if I press them any more, then the car crashes. I mean, you guys saw it crashed out at lap 1. It's very fast. I think a little bit of traction control here really helps. So a little traction control, not bad. I've got mine left on the default 6, and that is, I think, more than enough, honestly. You get a little bit of a push, but if you're like me and you prefer a little bit of understeer coming out of the corner, then you're good. There we go. And then like right here, just kick it out. Yeah, it's great. It goes fast, good, but it doesn't go very slow, very good. Also, there is a significant level of, or significant lack of downforce, at least in the default setting, when compared with, say, the Ford. That Ford was just absolutely incredible to drive. Hands down, my favorite one so far. But what do I feel about the rest of them? Pretty much the same settings here, so let's party and rock and roll. So this one takes the cake on my new favorite one to drive. My rear tires are cooking, yeah. But the car itself, not too shabby. I'm still locking the rears at 36%, so we're gonna crank that up to 70-30. That seems to be a magic number, at least here early on. So now we're locking up the fronts. All right, well, at least we're not locking on the rears anymore. This car also gets up and moves, man. We got 6 gears, but boy, I mean, it feels like you've got 100 for as fast as it goes through them. Yeah, yeah. Oh no. Uh-oh. All right. What is this road? Ooh, she spins a second. Maybe we'll bring that back down a little bit. 65, 35. Does that sound good to you guys? I think going off the road right here is probably not the move. But we can do a start from here, right? Let's see. Well, there we go. That's certainly how you cook the rear tires. It goes, man. So this C8 just wallops down the road. I'm still finding that I need to brake well before the braking point, and I'm going into the turns a little bit too fast. However, it's not awful. I'm enjoying myself. I can look at the I can look at the dash right there and see everything that I need to see. I don't need to look at anything else on the screen. There we go. It's just a fun car. It's so snappy as well. It goes exactly where you want it to go, and you can get on the gas super hard with this, especially with the chicane up here. I found that it was really easy to do that. Now, did I brake when I was supposed to? Yeah, I did. Kind of early right here, put it into the third, and then just zoom. Now, maybe that's me taking the correct braking line through there. Woo! But you know what? Not too bad. Not too bad at all. This is a fun car. Now here we go with the C7.
You committed a track limit violation. Track limit violation. Officials are aware.
Well, this car sucks. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it, man. I mean, I am just trying. You may have to pull the brake bias like way up. You can see I didn't spin out there. Oh my gosh. This is rough. You get right up to the point and then it just loses it. It's not the throttle, it's the brakes. So it looks like I'm running 72.5 and 27.5 currently. And I'm basically have to. There we go. I mean, it's fast. It sounds amazing. Absolutely amazing. However, you are going to have to run that brake bias so far forward, it's not even funny, just to prevent yourself from dying. I mean, it's ridiculous. Not an enjoyable car to drive. Going in a straight line, it's fine, but locks up, and as soon as it locks, it's gone. Like, I'll be honest with you, I don't even want to drive this car anymore, and I likely will never drive it again. And that's sad, because I was really excited about it. On to the Beamer now. Let's have a little bit of fun with this guy.
Get ready, mate.
Now, this is a babysitter car right here. If you want to just get in and have a little bit of fun, I mean, the default settings are great. You don't need ABS. I don't even know if I've locked up yet. I mean, almost, but not really. I mean, I could probably force it. Yeah, I could force it a little bit, but that's about it. It's got so much power as well. The power in here is absolutely ridiculous. It doesn't try to kill you when you downshift. This is not too bad. It's almost right on the edge. It's very soft, but it's right on the edge. Like it could throw you off into the corner in an instant, but you could tell it doesn't want to do that. It just wants to stay on the track, have fun. I might be going a little bit slower because the last car was so rough as well. Maybe that's why, but you know what? I mean, my braking's not getting better, by the way. It's probably getting worse, if nothing else. But I'm having no problems whatsoever with this, even with this turn right here. Just a nice little lift. I'm going a little slower, but just a nice lift. Don't even do anything wild and crazy right here. I'm actually trying to give the brakes a little bit of beans. All right. So can I lock them up? Yeah. But it didn't try to kill me when I did. And also, that was the first time I've locked them up. Not bad, man. Not bad at all. Yeah. I kind of want to take this chicane again. This one's fun. I'm enjoying driving this car right now. This is definitely one where I could most certainly say I'll be adding this to my garage in career mode, because this, it's fun to drive. I feel like I can get on it a little bit. Woo! A little squirrely right there, but nothing wild and crazy. The turn in is great. This is an awesome car to drive. Now we get into our last car, the Aston Martin.
Get ready, mate.
Well, other than that track limit violation at the very end, what do we think about the Aston Martin? Well, I will tell you, it doesn't feel like it's going to kill me. I can lock it up, but it doesn't want to lock up. It's super easy to drive, super responsive. It feels a little heavy, but not in a bad way. You're really just going to get a little body roll, and that's it. I'm not getting anything too bad as far as any oversteer whenever I'm downshifting from like third to second. Downshift, upshift, which one is that? I don't know, man. Terminologies. I feel like it's got plenty of power. I don't feel like I'm going through the gears every 5 seconds. The Corvette, I was like, bam, 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 gear change, gear change, gear change. This one feels pretty straightforward. I think this and the BMW, woohoo, are the two winners, man. This, the BMW, maybe the Porsche, Ford, and the C8 in between there. And then just don't drive the C7. You're welcome. So what are y'all thinking about the GTE Decade Pack? 7 cars, some pretty cool stuff in here. The Viper wasn't too bad. It was a lot, but it wasn't too bad. I thought that Aston Martin and the BMW, both of those, just drove incredibly well. C7, awful. C8, fine. I enjoyed it. It's a lot of fun. And that the Porsche to the Ford, man. Yeah. this is a cool pack. A very, very cool pack. If you're in career mode and you're curious about pricing, here's what you're going to be seeing for that. The Aston Martin's going to be $627,750. The M8, $599,150. The C7, $412,250. The C8, $505,750. The Dodge Viper, $335,000. The Ford GT, $467,000, and the Porsche 575. I have no idea what to base these off of. I don't know if these are good prices. I don't know if these are bad prices. It does seem like everything's hovering around 500 to 600. So you're going to be paying, I don't know, expect to pay somewhere around 450 to 550. I guess as like an average number. The Porsche obviously is quite expensive. The Aston Martin, understandably, quite expensive. The BMW as well. I can't believe it costs $600,000, but hey, it's there. I think the big winner, man, it may be the Viper, because you can be competitive in this class and get into it for like what? Half the price, almost half the price as a couple of the other cars, at least $100,000 or $200,000 cheaper than anything else. I think that's a great deal. That's a great buy. Very cool. But yeah, $467 for that Ford. That is a awesome handling car for that price. So there you go. What do you guys think of the DLC? Let me know down in the comments. Hopefully this helped you guys out. Hopefully my terrible driving wasn't too much of a distraction. And hopefully my opinions helped you better decide whether you want this stuff or not. If you got any questions about them, let me know. Otherwise, have an awesome day. We'll see you in the next one.
To the bank. Talk to him like all-star, ain't no missing my shot. In the game now, never losing my spot. Came from the bottom, got my eyes on the top. MVP, all-star, that's me. Sit back, watch me ball out. When I step in, bring the stars out. In my own pace, won't stall out. Made it to the top, now they all shout.